not playing very aggressively at all. Mutalisks making their way in here. They're not going to be able to damage the supply line now. 3 well-placed turrets here. Probably even a little bit too much, but he might just, yeah, he's going to decide to just attack this reactor over here, force his opponent to bring a few of his units back. It would be nice if he did a bit of a bullhorn tactic there and tried to get a couple of his units up the front of his opponent's base, and while he had his forces split up like that, but it doesn't seem like Numb is deciding on anything like that right now. We saw some really good pincer techniques between Chase and Dreamer last week. That was really fun to see. It'd be great to see stuff like that here. So Silva making a move for his second natural right now. I want to say this looks like a this looks like a copy of the previous game, okay? It looks like it's going down in exactly the same way. The starport coming out late for Avokodo once again. He's probably just going to start those drops again. And what's happened in the previous game is that he did the drops and he did quite a bit of damage that I'm not going to say it was enough to make a big difference, but he at least took the initiative and tried the whole time, whereas Numb just sat back and took it. And in this game, Numb he's flying around with those Mutalisks, he's trying to do some damage, but he's not getting it done. Avokodo cleverly just leaving a couple of Marines in his main here, ready for those Mutalisks. And yeah, I've got to say that Numb just not getting what he needs out of these Mutalisks right now. I think what he needs to do right now is he needs to throw down that infestation pit. He needs to get a couple of, 1 or 2 even, not much more than that would be needed. 1 or 2 infestors, and he needs to start pushing, okay? He needs to get to his opponent's base, he needs to be a bit more aggressive, try get a few good fungals off, try get a couple of nice Baneling explosions off, and then just send those roaches in there with a couple of Mutalisks that he has here to just clean it up. And I gotta say, he needs to do that before his opponent gets too many tanks out, because I fully expect Avokodo to do pretty much the same thing. He's got an armory coming down now, but that might just be to upgrade his units. We'll see what happens with that. But I fully expect him to get either tanks or I suppose he could be getting Thors. But if he gets tanks out again, this game is going to end pretty much the same way as the previous one. There comes the first siege tank. Ouch. Siege mode is being researched. A couple of medvacs on the way. Avokodo's army looking pretty good, and he is setting himself up for a few drops. Let's see. Let's see what he can do with it. He has to be really careful with these Mutalisks flying around here. Should they catch those medvacs off guard, it will not be good. And look how slow these medvacs are. I gotta say, you can actually see the difference. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy about that. As a Zerg player, well, a newly Zerg player myself, I'm pretty happy about the fact that those are so slow. Let's see if he's gonna be able to take down this expansion. He drops those Marines there, but here come the roaches, nicely spread out there, but these roaches are gonna do some nice damage. Your stim goes up. Oh, I gotta say, our Zerg player is definitely taking this now, and he loads the medvacs up and flies away. A bit of damage done. I gotta say, not enough. I don't think that was really worth it. He might have wanted to try the drop somewhere else, maybe at Silva's actual natural here, seeing that it's actually a lot more populated with drones. It would have done a bit more damage there. But I suppose, once again, like I said, he's actually taking the initiative and trying something. That's what I really like to see. I think Silva is playing way too passively. He'll probably tell me after the game, should he watch these, that there were a bunch of different mistakes that he made. But I will say, personally, I really think that that Silva needed to be more aggressive here. One of the observers actually said that you know, Zerg is always behind, but I don't know if that's the case here. I think the Zerg has its opportunities, has its gaps. Here come the Banelings. The drop, not quite as successful, but he managed to load them all up again. He's got 2 full medvacs there. He drops down. Oh my goodness, what brilliant play by Avokodo. He's dropping these Marines down just to make those Banelings explode on each other. Very well done by him. So he drops his whole army here. They're going to get taken out by those roaches. These medvacs are empty, and look how slowly they're just scurrying away back to their base. I suppose air units can't really scurry. Look how slowly they're just floating away back to their home. And those drops are definitely working out, because he's slowly but surely thinning out Silva's army. So we've got 92 population versus 134 right now, and those tanks are out once again. So this is, I gotta say, this is exactly what happened in the previous game. I wonder if this is exactly what happened in the practice games before these games as well, because these two were playing against each other before. So If you just joined us, this is the Grudge Love King of the Hill Saturday series. These guys are playing against each other. This is their second game. Avokodo is actually one up. Look at this. He's splitting up his 2 medvacs, sending one to his opponent's main, and the other one back to his own main. I'm not sure he's going to do that. But these banelings are mirroring their every move, waiting for the units to drop. Avokodo being very good at these drops, dropping these units one at a time, exploding these banelings unnecessarily. Wow, some nice split there by his units, but the banelings do sort them out in no time at all. So the first Ultralisks on the way. As I said, this is a pretty much an exact copy of the previous game. Even the expansion speed is the same. Both these guys, wow, I don't know. They really don't... I think they might have just played a few too many games against each other, because they don't try anything new. They're doing exactly the same thing as before. Let's see what happens now. There is a Great Aspire out, a couple of Corruptors coming down right now, so we might be seeing Broodlords, and they are definitely the best choice against these tanks. Let's just say the lack of anti-air. So wow, these tanks just ripping apart this Mattrel here. The Extractor goes down, a bunch of drones go down, the Queen is going to go down now too. Some nice damage there. Avokodo still 100% in the lead with his econ, and have a look at this. He's just busy expanding while he's pushing, dropping a couple of tanks up on this ledge, not even sieging them. Oh, the Infestor gets taken out. Here come a couple of Ultralisks. Will they be able to do enough damage? The siege tanks at the bottom of that ramp doing way too much damage. No, the Ultralisks go down, no problem. And another attack from the bottom here from our Zerg player. It's just not working out for Numb right now. This infantry force not letting those Ultralisks get anywhere near those tanks, and those tanks not letting anything else get anywhere near them either. Look at that. Wow, taking down that hatchery, no problem at all. Silva in a spot of bother right now. He expands at the gold minerals at the bottom of the map, but is that really going to help him right now? Another Ultralisk comes in here. It takes down one tank, but it gets taken down in short order. Another Ultralisk popping out there. Let's see if he can get a couple of Broodlords out soon. I know you got a few Corruptors. Let's have a look at the unit tab there. 2 Corruptors in play at the moment, 1 Ultralisk for our Zerg player, and that's pretty much the extent of his forces. But for our Terran player here, wow, 2 Thors out already. I did suspect the Thors coming out, and a couple of Vikings. So Avokodo 1 step ahead, or I gotta say a couple of steps ahead, because he's definitely planning for everything his opponent's doing. He's focusing down this hatchery at Numb's second expansion here. Oh my goodness, will he take it down? 1 or 2 more shots. He doesn't get it down. 48 HP, and we're lagging. It's actually Silva, one of our players, lagging there. Not the best time to lag. 49 HP on that hatchery. It doesn't go down. He might want to heal that up a bit with the Queens. I think you can heal it up with with structures. There you go. It works on structures. But wow, that's 1 or 2 shots from a Marauder. That's not great. It looks like Avokodo deciding to move out now. A sizable force indeed. A bunch of infantry units here. It was actually Silva lagging. I gotta say, it was Silva lagging there. He can't blame the other players here. Sizable force indeed, and he's moving out. He's going to siege the tanks now. Moving those Thors in. They're going to do a nice amount of damage here. He takes down all those Overlords with those Vikings in the air. Pretty unnecessary if you ask me, but I suppose just waiting for those Broodlords to come out. The Ultralisks get taken down, the Roaches get taken down, the first Broodlord is out, and it gets taken down in no time at all. We're definitely going to see the GG now. The tanks moving out, the Thors pushing their way up into the second natural, and just 1 or 2 shots to take it down. It does go down, no problem at all. Yeah, Numb not too happy about the lag there. We can play the next game without observers, but that last bit of lag was him. Numb deciding he is going to try expand again, throwing up another hatchery here, but it's all in vain. I think he's just I don't know, maybe just thinking about what he needs to do on the next map. I'll tell you guys what that is in just a second.